Hey there, this is Mark, and I am in downtown San Francisco on one of the Embarcadero buildings, one of the crossovers. I've done my reading from here before. I'm at a different spot though, and just thought I'd come out here. It's a beautiful sunny day in San Francisco, and I had to come downtown to go to my Umpqua Bank for a meeting, and wanted to do my reading. So this is the reading from the Golden Present Daily Inspirational Readings by Sri Swami Satchidananda. Sharing them here for July 28th, and the topic here is the whole of life is show business. Fun. All right, this is a question and answer format, and the question goes to Swami Satchidananda. Is it possible to develop spiritually while working in a highly competitive and hectic field such as show business? I've never read this one. Swami Satchidananda says, we call it show business. Why? Do you think that show business is to show somebody else something? No. Show business is to show you something yourself. To show you something yourself. It will teach you about the worth and worthlessness of things in life. Yes, show business means it's all just made up. It's all superficial. And when you learn that lesson, then you can use that same philosophy in your life. The whole of life is show business. What am I doing here? I'm acting my part. What are you doing there? You're acting your part. We're having a show. There is no superior and inferior caste in this. We are all needed to make the show. You have taken a part, so play it well. We are all one in spirit, but I am playing the part of the teacher today. You are playing the part of being a little ignorant. He's talking to me. Behave that way. Don't get up and say, I know more than you. The show will collapse. When the curtain falls, we are all one and the same. The whole world is superficial. It's constantly changing. Our relationships change, our situations change, our positions change, our names change. I was a baby, then I became a young boy, then an adult, then an old man. Changes. So what is the reality? The spiritual truth. We're all essentially one. That never changes. Where can you learn this truth faster than in show business? Well, alrighty. Having grown up, having gone to a performing arts school, it's kind of fun reading this, and also just the reflections I've had in my own life, where I basically grew up with that, starting at age 11, or I think I was age 11 when I started to go to the performing arts school in Cincinnati, Ohio. That was my reality. And being a performer and being able to be a dancer and to play these different roles on stage and basically act out these different characters and roles helped me learn a lot. I got to pretend to be these other people, and rather than it adding confusion to who am I, it actually helped me learn about the different aspects of myself, and to get to portray those on stage and in different roles, and then learn who am I in what we call real life. And I also like to think about, though, how powerful and healing things on stage can be, or how show business and shows that I've gone to see can be part of that transformative experience as a viewer, but also as a performer. In there's the creative act of making something to express a message that, for my eyes, often seems to be it seems to have some parallel with what's going on out in the world, commentary on our life and times. And I feel like there's such a need for that, because sometimes our reality can seem like make-believe. We see things that are going on in the world, and it just seems impossible that some of these things could be going on. And oftentimes it's through the portrayal of this within art, we can come to understand it better, either laugh at it, cry about it, have it hit our hearts in a different way, because the messages of the world and how they play out in in reality can seem just too absurd or too painful or too upsetting. Too much. Sometimes we don't even want to hear it or listen to it, to know what's going on around in the world, not just in our own country, but lives of others and beyond. So having something like this is really, really cool to think of it. And the way I took this is, all of life does get portrayed through show business, and there's some fun things that happen, like even here in the city, Beach Blanket Babylon, for example. Can't help but to bring that up, with Kenny being one of the people who watches a lot of these. And I've only gone to see a couple of the shows, but it's amazing how they bring in every week something that's going on in the world, in the news, and they figure out a way to integrate it into this storyline. So the storyline is constant. So it's kind of this idea, like that's the part that never changes. There's this almost archetypal story about finding yourself, and so there's that thread or that through line, that doesn't change. But then everything else in it can vary, and that takes a lot of effort. But to be able to maintain the integrity of the baseline, which they've been doing for decades, is just amazing. And that to me is a way to think about how the spirit works. There's this, what Swami Satchidananda, is talking about, the spiritual truth, and that we are all essentially one. That's the message. That's the constant. And when we can keep coming back to that, remembering that baseline, all this other stuff just loses its, not its importance, but its ability to sometimes corner us and to feel like, everything is limited and we're stuck, and how is anything going to change? And oh my God, what do I do? Well, we remember, there's also a spiritual layer to this that that is always there for us to tap into. And for me, it takes a daily practice to remember that, something that reminds me, because I can easily get caught up in the drama of all these stories, that are playing right now. And you can think that it's endless, and it's meant to tear us apart. So it's meant to tear us open, to really understand this essential truth. So that's what I'm going to share today. And thanks for watching these. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Very helpful.